In many places today, life moves very fast. People wake up and already feel late. There are schedules, deadlines, and long lists of things to do. Phones keep ringing, messages arrive at all hours, and even free time often feels filled with tasks. It is as if the world is always saying, "Hurry, hurry." This constant rush creates a heavy weight inside the mind. It makes the heart restless, and it steals away peace. When we live in a hurry, we often forget the most important things. We eat quickly and do not taste our food. We talk with friends or family, but our thoughts are already somewhere else. We see the beauty of a morning sky, but we do not pause to notice. Hurry makes us blind to what is simple and precious. It is like a storm that shakes us again and again, not giving us time to breathe. The truth is, hurry does not always help us achieve more. Often, it leads to mistakes, tiredness, and even sadness. The body feels worn out, and the mind feels scattered. Many people think speed is a sign of success, but in reality, it often weakens our spirit. To recognize this weight is the first step. When we see how hurry shapes our days, we begin to understand why we feel so tired and uneasy. Life is not meant to be a race from morning to night. It is meant to be lived with awareness, with space to breathe, and with time to be fully present. When we choose to slow down, something surprising begins to happen. The pressure inside starts to soften. The mind, which was running from one thought to another, begins to settle. In this quieter rhythm, we discover a calm that was always waiting within us. It is not something new we must create. It is something we already have, hidden beneath the noise of hurry. Imagine walking through a garden without rushing. Each step becomes steady and gentle. You notice the colors of the flowers, the shape of the leaves, the sound of the wind moving through the trees. These details have always been there, but in the fast pace of life, they were unseen. Slowness allows the eyes to open and the heart to receive. This calm does not depend on perfect conditions. Even in a busy city street, if we walk a little slower, we can feel a sense of space around us. The noise is still present, but it no longer pushes us in every direction. Slowness gives us a safe distance from the storm of the world. Many people fear that slowing down means falling behind. But when we are unhurried, we are not behind. We are exactly where we should be. Calmness in slowness gives strength, not weakness. It gives clarity to see what really matters, and energy to act with balance. In these moments, life becomes more than a list of tasks. It becomes a living experience, filled with presence and depth. The calm within slowness is a gift, waiting for us whenever we choose to step out of the rush. When we live without hurry, we begin to hear in a different way. Our ears open not only to sound, but to meaning. In a hurried life, listening is often shallow. We hear words, but our mind is already planning an answer or thinking of the next thing. True listening is lost in the noise of rushing. But when time moves gently, listening becomes deeper. Imagine sitting with a friend. Instead of waiting to speak, you let their words arrive slowly, like drops of rain. You hear the tone of their voice, the pauses, even the silence between words. These quiet spaces reveal feelings that are often hidden. Such listening is like giving a gift. It tells the other person, "You matter, and I am here with you." Deep listening is not only for conversations with others, it is also for the world around us. When we slow down, we can hear the rhythm of life itself. The sound of water, the call of a bird, the soft movements of the evening air, these are voices that speak gently, reminding us that we are part of something larger. We can also listen to our own hearts in this way. Without hurry, we notice what lies beneath the surface of our thoughts. We hear our worries, our hopes, and our needs more clearly. In the gentle flow of time, self-understanding grows. This way of listening changes relationships, not only with others, but with ourselves and the world. It builds connection, trust, and peace. And it all begins with choosing to move a little slower, so that the ear of the heart can finally open. When life is filled with rushing, the heart grows tired. It carries a weight that cannot be seen, but it can be felt deeply. Many people feel this as stress, worry, or even emptiness. The good news is that the heart does not need complicated solutions to begin healing. Often, what it needs most is simply time that is unhurried. In an unhurried moment, the heart begins to rest. Imagine sitting quietly in the morning before the day becomes busy. There is no goal, no schedule pressing in, only the gentle passing of time. In that space, the heart slowly loosens the knots it has been holding. It is like a river that clears itself when the water flows calmly. These moments do not erase life's difficulties, but they give the heart strength to face them. A short pause in the middle of a busy day can make a great difference. Even a few breaths taken, slowly, can soften the hard edges of worry. The healing is not loud or dramatic. It is gentle, steady, and real. The heart also heals when we give our full attention to simple joys. Watching the sun set, enjoying a warm drink, or sharing quiet company with someone we love, all these unhurried experiences bring warmth to the heart. They remind us that life is not only about problems to solve, but also about moments to live. To allow unhurried time is to show kindness to ourselves. It is an act of care that says, "You are worthy of rest. You are worthy of peace." In these small but powerful spaces, the heart learns to heal, little by little, day by day. There is a natural rhythm that guides us every day, yet it is often forgotten in the rush of life. This rhythm is found in our own breathing and in the simple act of walking. When we slow down and notice these movements, we discover a quiet harmony that supports us. Breathing is always with us, but most of the time we do not give it attention. In a hurried life, the breath becomes shallow and quick, almost hidden. But when we allow ourselves to be unhurried, the breath deepens. Each inhale feels like new energy entering the body, and each exhale feels like release. This gentle rhythm brings steadiness to the mind, like a calm tide moving in and out on the shore. Walking can also be more than just moving from place to place. When we walk slowly, each step becomes a small arrival. The foot touches the ground with care, and we feel supported by the earth. There is no need to chase after the next step. The step we are taking is enough. In this way, walking itself becomes a practice of peace. Together, breathing and walking remind us that life does not have to be rushed. They invite us to return to the natural pace of the body, which is often slower than the speed of our thoughts. In this pace, we find a rhythm that heals, calms, and restores. To notice the gentle rhythm of breathing and walking is to return to what is most simple and most real. It is a way of saying to ourselves, "I am here, I am alive, and this moment is complete." Life is filled with small actions that we often overlook. Washing the dishes, folding clothes, or preparing a meal can seem like tasks we only want to finish quickly. In a hurried mind, these moments feel like a burden. But when we choose to slow down, even these ordinary actions can open a quiet joy. Imagine washing a cup without rushing. The warm water touches your hands, the surface becomes clear, and the simple movement has its own calm beauty. Folding clothes can feel the same. Each fold brings order, and the fabric rests gently in its place. When we move slowly, we see that these tasks are not separate from life. They are life itself. The joy in these actions does not come from finishing them quickly, but from being present while doing them. When we give our attention to what is simple, the mind becomes light. There is no need to wait for a special event or a perfect day. Joy can be found in this very moment, in what is already before us. Ordinary actions are also a way of caring. Cooking a meal with patience is a way of caring for those who will eat it. Cleaning a space with calmness is a way of creating peace for those who live there. When done without hurry, even the smallest tasks carry meaning and love. To find joy in the ordinary is to see that nothing in life is too small to matter. Each action, when lived with presence, becomes a gentle reminder that happiness is not far away. It is here, hidden in the simple movements of our daily life. In the noise of daily life, silence can feel rare. There are voices, machines, and endless streams of information. Many people try to escape this by adding more sound, music, television, or constant conversation. Yet silence has a strength that we often do not realize until we allow ourselves to experience it. Silence is not empty. It is full of space where the heart can breathe. When we sit in silence, the mind first may feel restless. Thoughts rise and fall quickly, searching for something to hold on to. But as we remain in that quiet, a shift happens. The noise inside begins to slow, and a new strength appears, calm, steady, and grounded. This strength is gentle, not forceful. It does not shout or demand. Instead, it gives us balance. In silence, we see our worries more clearly, but they lose some of their power. We notice our hopes and dreams, but they no longer push us with urgency. Silence gives us the courage to meet life as it is, without fear of being carried away by every noise. Silence also changes how we connect with others. When we are comfortable with quiet, we do not feel the need to fill every moment with words. A shared silence can be more powerful than speech, showing trust and closeness. In this way, silence becomes a language of the heart. To spend time in silence is to discover an inner well of strength. It reminds us that we are not only what we do or say, but also the stillness that rests beneath all action. In the unhurried quiet, we find a strength that nothing outside of us can take away. Human connection cannot grow well in the soil of hurry. When every meeting, every meal, and every conversation is rushed, relationships remain thin and fragile. They do not have the chance to deepen, because depth requires time. In the same way that a tree needs years of quiet growth to become strong, relationships need unhurried space to become real and lasting. When we spend time with someone without rushing, we give them the gift of presence. A slow walk together, a long talk without checking the clock, or even sitting in silence side by side, all of these create room for hearts to open. In that space, people feel safe. They feel seen and valued. This is the soil where trust grows. Unhurried relationships also allow us to notice the small details in one another. The way someone smiles when they feel at ease, the quiet sigh of relief when they share a burden, the spark in the eyes when they speak of something they love. These details are often invisible when life is lived too fast. To see them is to honor the other person's humanity. Many conflicts in relationships come from not listening deeply, from speaking too quickly, or from expecting fast solutions. But when we slow down, there is more patience, more room to understand, and more kindness in our responses. Instead of reacting, we begin to respond with care. In this way, unhurried time becomes an act of love. It tells the other person, "You are worth my time. You are not an interruption in my busy day. You are part of what makes life meaningful." Such relationships, grown in unhurried space, have a strength and beauty that lasts far beyond the moment. Many people believe freedom means having more choices, more speed, and more control. But often, this way of living becomes another kind of prison. The more we try to do, the more we feel trapped by our own schedules. The more we rush, the more we lose the sense of direction. True freedom is not found in doing everything quickly. It is found in stepping back, slowing down, and remembering what really matters. A slower pace gives us room to breathe. In that room, we discover that we do not need to follow every demand or answer every call right away. We are free to say yes with honesty and free to say no with kindness. Without the chains of hurry, our choices become lighter and clearer. When we live unhurried, we are no longer slaves to the clock. Time is still moving, but it no longer controls us in the same way. We learn to walk with time instead of chasing it. This gentle shift brings a freedom that is quiet but powerful. It allows us to shape our days instead of being shaped by them. This freedom is also freedom from comparison. In a fast life, we often measure ourselves against others, trying to keep up or run ahead. In a slower pace, the race loses meaning. We see that each life has its own path, its own rhythm. There is no need to compete. There is only the invitation to live fully in our own time. Freedom born from slowness is not loud or dramatic. It does not shout, "Look at me." Instead, it whispers softly, "You are free to live, here and now." That is a freedom no one can take away. To live unhurried is not to escape from life. It is to live it more completely. The world will continue to move quickly, but within us there can be a different rhythm. In that rhythm, there is space for calm, for clarity, and for gentle strength. Each moment becomes more than something to pass through. It becomes a place to truly arrive. When we walk slowly, breathe deeply, and give time to silence, we begin to see life as it really is. Simple actions shine with meaning. Relationships grow with warmth. The heart heals in quiet ways. Freedom comes not from rushing to control everything, but from allowing life to unfold at its natural pace. The power of being unhurried is not about doing less. It is about being present, being alive, and being at peace with each step. This way of living does not need special tools or complex methods. It only asks for willingness to pause, to notice, and to allow each moment to be enough. As I come to the close of these reflections, I would like to share my gratitude to everyone who has offered kind support through likes, through subscribing, through leaving thoughtful comments, through super thanks, and through becoming members. Please know that your generosity is deeply appreciated. It allows these words to reach hearts across the world, and it reminds me that we walk this path together. May these reflections stay with you gently, like a soft echo in daily life. May you carry the strength of slowness into each step you take. And may the gift of being unhurried bring you peace wherever you are.